Hey everyone, it's Kate and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I guess this is gonna be my first video I have ever posted. I look really tan right now. I got a spray tan yesterday. First time I've ever gotten a spray tan, so we're just gonna reverse the situation now. This is the color of my normal skin. Somehow my hands didn't get spray tanned. And this is like, my hands are like the tannest part of my body too, so it's kind of weird. What we're gonna do today is I have a 39 pan Morphe palette, and I'm going to use my phone to randomly select 5 different shades from that palette because I've been seeing it going around on YouTube and I've always wanted to try it for myself, so here's to that. But first we're going to start off with my eyebrows. Today I'm just going to use the e.l.f. Lock On Liner. It looks like this. It looks really good. It actually stays on decently well, but it is kind of creamy. My mirror's on the floor. This is, you guys are getting to see the real me here. I'm a mess. So I'm just going to use this Impressions Vanity mirror. Ooh, it's very dirty. Oh, I can't even see. We're not going to use this mirror. So I'm just brushing through this spoolie. I'm using a Morphe M158 brush. I'm just going to start at the bottom. Now, sorry that I look like this, but not going to lie, this is just how I look all the time. So I'm not going to pretend to be somebody I'm not, you know? Any noises in the background. I am a college student and I live in an apartment with 3 other girls. I start my senior year of college tomorrow, which is absolutely terrifying. I am a mathematical economics major with a minor in applied statistics and a minor in finance. I am recording this at approximately 10 o'clock at night, but I thought right before classes start for the semester, you know, let's get in a YouTube video and try and start in the habit. Now I don't have my microphone right now, so it might sound a little echoey or a little funky because I left my microphone at home before I came back, so I'll have to get that, but hopefully it sounds okay enough for me to post it. I am not super involved in school. I am the type of person who is here to get my degree and to graduate and to get a job. I've been staring at my viewfinder this whole time. I'm gonna start looking at the camera because that's what I need to learn how to do. Y'all, when I tell you, I'm just gonna say this right here. I love makeup. I do. I love it so, so much. I am not a girly girl and I don't wear makeup every day. I hardly ever actually wear makeup out and about. I'm trying to get better about waking up earlier, but I don't like to get up early in the morning, you know? I love makeup. I spend way too much money on makeup. I have way too much makeup. There we go. That's a little better. I was looking at that again. I'm recording a YouTube video. You won't come be in it? You can come say hi. This is my roommate, Alex. Look how, why am I so tan? I chose the Conspiracy palette by Dawson and Jeffree Star. Earlier I said I was going to do a Morphe palette, but then I went to go grab it and I was just like, you know what? Let's do this bad boy. Because so here's what we have. First shade is 1. So that is Ranch right here. First shade, 1. Second shade is 6. Oh goodness. So that is Spiraling right here. Shade is 6. Third shade is 11. So that's Cheese Dust, which is the orange shade. This is gonna be an interesting look. Fourth shade is 14 with Diet Cola. Hopefully we get, if we get my rides here, I have a look in mind, or even not a fact. But if not, then we're gonna have issues. This time I got 8. And 8 is Pigment right here. So we have Ranch, Pigment, Spiraling, Cheese Dust, and Diet Cola. That's interesting, but I guess we're gonna go for it. So I'm really quickly gonna prime my eyes. So for eye primer today, I'm using my MAC paint pot in the shade Painterly. As you can see, mine has been used and loved. I love this for eye primer. Usually, because of the fact that I am so pale, this is darker than my skin. But right now, it is so light. And it is so weird. I'm telling you, I have never been tan. Never, never, never in my whole life. I am the type of person that will go outside in the sun, get sunburnt wearing SPF 70, then a couple days later, rather than it turning to tan or doing anything with tan, I will peel all of my body will peel off, and then I will go back to being white, and then I will get burnt, and the whole thing repeats itself. It's really annoying, and I really wish I was tan. Really quickly before I go in with my eyeshadow, I'm going to go ahead and start hydrating my base because my face is really dry. I'm using the Laura Mercier foundation primer. It looks like this, like that. I'm just going to blend that in. But honestly, like, I'm usually like a combination skin, but this winter I have just been so dry, and I don't even know why, because it hasn't even like been that cold. But my skin has just been like dry as can be. My cat ears. We're primed. Now we're going to go on with the eye look. These are the 5 shades. Here we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is take shade Pigment. I'm just going to run that through my crease to about the halfway point. I'm just taking that shade on a Morphe Jeffree Star JS9 brush, just a fluffy brush. Making sure that that is, in fact, blended. I am so stupid. Do you see what I just did? I didn't take the swatches off my fingers, and I tried to blend it out with my finger. Okay, I'm just gonna I'm gonna remove this and fix it, and we'll be right back. And we're back, and now we should be good to go. Can't believe I did that. So I'm gonna take shade Pigment on this brush. I'm gonna tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna blend it in through the front bit. This is gonna be hard, and let me explain to you why I think this is gonna be hard. Because I don't have a deep matte shade. It's gonna be really, really hard for me to deepen out the outer corner. But since this is a challenge, I'm gonna zoom you in for this eye look. Yeah, so I'm gonna blend this through to about the halfway point. I'm just gonna focus on one eye, and then I'll do the other eye off camera. I'm next gonna take a similar brush. This is the Morphe Jeffree Star JS5 brush, just a little fluffier. I'm gonna dip into the shade Cheese Dust right here. I'm gonna kind of run that on the outer part of my eye and kind of wing it out. I have always, I don't know about you guys, but I have always loved a good pink orange combo moment. So now I've got that color packed on the outer bit a bit like I want. I'm gonna pull it onto the lid. I'm gonna kind of try and use this to create a little bit of dimension. That's kind of pretty, actually. I would never think to put really light shades on my lid like this. So now I'm just gonna take the shade Diet Cola, this shade right here. Look at that. I'm gonna apply this all over the lid. I'm just using my finger. This shade is stunning. And then I'm gonna dip back into Pigment. Kind of fall up and over. And then going into Cheese Dust, that orange, and kind of blending over the edge on the outer part here. I'm thinking I might try to use spiraling as kind of like a fun liner situation. This is the angled liner brush I'm going to use today. This angled liner brush. It's just got a tip like this. Pretty skinny. Don't know what brand. Don't know where it came from. I'm going to dip into the shade Spiraling. Just get it all on the end. And then I'm actually going to use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist to kind of wet that, because I want it to be a liner. Alright, here we go. Let's see what we're doing here. I'm gonna go ahead and try and wing this out. This is risky. I'm not good at wings. It's kind of fun. Oh, oh, oh. Okay, let's tap that. I love challenges like this because it pushes you out of things that you would normally do. Actually, I'm very happy with that wing. I'm not usually good at wings, but that one doesn't look half bad. This is one eye complete. I'm gonna do the other eye off camera and I will be right back. So we are back and here's what the eyes look like. I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit and then we're gonna go back to the face. Actually, no, you know what? screw it. I'm gonna go ahead and put on lashes and mascara right now because I don't like the way that this looks without it. So I'm just gonna quickly throw these on and then I will be right back. Well, that was an hour and a half to get these lashes on. So they're on and I do have to say they did help the look. So I'm gonna use the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. This is really nice for filling the pores. I'm just gonna get a tiny bit and press it in on either side of my nose. I have a lot of pores right there. And that's what I like to fill in, just right there with this pore filling primer. I am fake tanned, so my foundation is kind of difficult. So these are the two of the darkest foundations I own. So this one is the BH Liquid Foundation. I don't even know if they sell this anymore. I haven't seen it in a while. I've had it for probably way too long. And then I'm also going to take 1 pump of the Believe Beauty Skin Finish Foundation in the shade Ivory. So this is what we have. We're just going to take the end of my Jeffree brush. We're going to mix that together. It still looks a little light on camera, but I don't actually think it is. We're just gonna blend that all over the face. Everybody does their makeup routine differently. I personally, especially if I don't know where I'm going with an eye look, like to do my eyeshadow first. I'm now gonna go ahead and take my beauty blender. I'm gonna dab into it a little bit. I love to start off with a brush and then go over and smooth everything out with a sponge. You can see the glowiness. The coverage is really, really nice. The first one I'm going to go in with is the Maybelline Fit Me in the shade Light 10. Now, for the longest time, I was the shade Fair 15 or something. And I really liked this concealer. But at one point, it got too dark for me. So I thought, oh, we'll go down a shade from 15 to 10. And this is what it was. Now this concealer is still too dark for me with this fake tan. So why is it that close in color to the one that's for when I'm very pale? I just don't understand colors. Speaking of which, while we're on the topic, let's talk about it. I am actually color deficient, so I'm colorblind, or I'm a version of color blindness. It's not anything serious. Like, I can still see all the colors, I think. And honestly, I really don't notice it too much. Even when I'm doing my makeup, I don't really notice too much, but all I know is I can't pass a colorblind test to save my life. So what I just used to kind of mix with it is the Born This Way Naturally Radiant Concealer. I'm in the shade Fairest because that's me, usually. I'm gonna blend out my concealer. I'm very much a night owl, so I could stay up all night. I naturally go to sleep about 5, and then I get up at 12. But that's not going to work when you have 9 a.m. class in the morning. But you know, it's the last day before semester starts, so I get super stressed. I want to make a YouTube video before I get super stressed about it. So, let's talk a little bit more. I've been doing makeup for probably about 3 years now, on and off. So, what started my makeup obsession, I was a dancer when I was in high school. I was on the dance team. And you know, when you're a dancer, you have to wear makeup because you have to do these crazy things that people will see from really far away. And I didn't know what the difference between foundation and concealer was, okay? And then freshman year of college, I really kind of used it as a stress reliever because I do have pretty bad test anxiety, especially. I'm just using some Laura Mercier powder. I'm going to use the powder puff to set my under eyes. I'm just tapping out creases. And then I'm just going to set all of this down. The powder puff. But anyway, yeah, so freshman year of college, I had a little bit of makeup. Got the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. I had the 35O palette from Morphe. And that's where I started out. I am now in the 2nd semester of my junior year, but I'm graduating in the fall, so I'm technically now a senior. So 2 years later, and I have a ridiculous amount of makeup. I'm now doing makeup for weddings, for proms, pretty much anything that people ask me to do makeup for, because I genuinely have never loved doing something so much in my life. I just hit my toe on my table. It's just such a good stress reliever for me. I'm gonna turn these lights down just a hair. Oh, that's a bit too much. Here we go. That's a little better. I'm now going in with the Rimmel Stay Matte powder in Transparent 01. This is a really good, affordable drugstore powder. I'm just gonna set the rest of my face. I know I said I was dry, but I really think that setting my face is key for it to stay on. Not that I'm needing it to stay on, because as soon as I finish recording this, I'm probably gonna take it off. So now that we are powdered, so I'm just gonna go ahead and finish up my lower lash line. I'm using my Luxie 131 mini angled brush, and I dipped into the shade Cheese Dust, the orange shade. I'm just gonna run that across my lower lash line on the outer corner. Yes, I was one of those people that sat for about an hour and a half when the website crashed and everything. I wanted the palette so bad. And I'm so happy I got it. It literally is an amazing palette. I'm going to go into the shade Pigment. And I'm going to run that along the inner part of my lower lash line. I'm just going to run that pink underneath just a little bit. Kind of pull it in. Now it is time to officially use our 5th shade. I'm going to use the Morphe M506 brush. We're going to dip into the shade Ranch, which is the light whitish shade. And I'm going to pop that in my inner corner and kind of pull it up. Bright inner corner highlight makes an eye look like it really does. And I'm also going to take a hint of Ranch and run it on my brow bone. We might come back with my actual highlight here in a little bit, but I do just like to have that hint, and it kind of brings it all together. So now we're going to move on to bronzer and contour. For bronzer slash contour today, I'm going to use something a little bit different. I used this on my fair skin and was orange. And now I'm just going to try to use this since I'm a little bit tanner. This is the Laura Mercier Matte Radiance Baked Powder in the shade Bronze 01. So I'm just going to take my Morphe M527 brush, this big fluffy bronzer brush, and I'm just going to try to see what this does for my skin. It is bronzing it up just a hair, but it is almost the same color as my skin right now. Y'all don't even understand how crazy it is to go from somebody, well, unless you're as pale as me, but as somebody who's never been able to get any color in her life besides red, this is the weirdest feeling. To be able to use a warm bronzer and not look orange. To be able to use a gold highlight. I can't ever use a gold highlight. I use the Anastasia X Amrezy gold, you know, highlight that everybody was obsessed with. I was too light. Oh, just doing a little bit. I'm just going to take a hint of this bronzer too, to kind of chisel it out a little bit. Ulta Beauty Matte Bronzer. I love this, but it is a more deep shade. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, I have hit pan. I use this angled brush that is literally like, look at it. It's so broken. I'm just going to pat that in my like contour. I really have been liking the patting motion recently for bronzer. Especially with like, if I use a brush like this. If I use a big fluffy brush, I prefer the, you know, swirly motions, but I really like to use this to really get in there and chisel. This Ulta one is really nice because it's basically like a 2-in-1. It's a little too warm to be like a full contour, but it's a little too cool to be like a full bronzer. So this is how I like to contour my nose. I just kind of take it up either side. On the bottom, bam. Pretty decently contoured nose. So I'm going to take this kind of where I did over here. Also, I'm going to take just a hint, like just a teeniest little bit, and kind of pop it in my temples. Then quickly go with my powder brush and kind of blend over the edges. I think I'm going to go in with my NARS Wanted 2 cheek palette, if I can get it open. This is what it looks like right here. I'm just going to sneeze. No, I'll take this blush brush from Morphe. This is the M405. I'm going to dip into this shade right here called Exposed. I'm just going to use this for my, I'm just going to kind of pop it up Now, I will tell you, with my color blindness that I talked about earlier, blush is one thing. See, this might be really heavy. I can't tell. Blush is one thing I really, really struggle to see because it's kind of pinky skin tones on a pinky skin tone. It's actually very difficult for me to see. So I just like to apply it. And then I go in with my powder brush and I really tap over it and kind of blend it into the skin. And I can already tell, I can't tell it's good, or I can't tell it was bad. I can already tell this one is a lot more blended than this side. I'm just quickly going to throw on some of the Laneige Sleeping Mask. I like to use this as a lip balm. Just quickly going to apply some lower lash mascara. I'm just going to use the Smashbox Super Fanned Out Mascara. I'm going to use a quick spray of the Morphe Setting Mist. Set it. Now is when I like to go in and apply my highlighter, so I'm gonna use the same one I used, which is the Anastasia X Amrezy highlighter. Look at this thing, y'all. It is so stunning. I'm going to use my Morphe 510 brush. I'm just gonna really go in here, tap off. Look at that highlight. Oh, it's so pretty. I'm not going light either. I am like, oh. I'm like fully going in. I just love highlight so much. I also like to smile. Take some highlight and put it on the little apples of my cheeks right there. I just like that look. Some people don't. Some people think it makes you look sweaty. I just think it makes you look highlighty and pretty and bubbly. And I'm going to take a little bit of the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Powder Foundation. Ready? Run it down the center of my nose. Just this tiniest bit to help really snatch that nose contour. Okay, I'm also going to take some of the Amrezy highlighter and throw it under my brow bone. It is a little stark white. My absolute favorite lip right now, or my favorite lip liner, is the Laura Mercier lip liner in the shade Chestnut. Okay, right there, Chestnut. And this is what it looks like. Mine has been used and abused. It's like that on the side because I like smudge it in, because I've been liking to use this as my lip color recently. So I'm just gonna take it and line my lips and then probably pull it in a little bit. Okay, so we are back after a major fail on the lips and we're ready to try again. So here is Chestnut. So I've really been liking this Buxom liquid lipstick in the shade White Russian, but it's very pale, so I just like to take a tiny bit on the back of my hand and rub it on a brush, just like a little floofy brush. Take some on the back of my hand like this. I just pat it all in and then I just get like this. And I just love it. And then I take my iconic London gloss. This is in the shade Love Struck. It's a lip plumping gloss. Over our Cupid's bow. So right at the top, because it just gives that beautiful little body moment. And along the bottom. To finish it off, I like to take my Anastasia Dewy Set Spray and just that is basically it for today's video, I guess. My eyeshadow. This is what the eyeshadow looks like. This is what the skin looks like. These are the lips. So we'll do a little... Thank you all so much for watching my first video. If you're here, I very, very, very much appreciate it. I'm creating YouTube videos. It's been a dream of mine forever, and I'm finally getting to fulfill that dream. So if you're somebody sitting here helping me fulfill that dream, then thank you so, so much. Go ahead, if you like this video, and like and subscribe down below. Every single one means a whole lot to me, and be sure to keep an eye out for my next video. So bye. Thank you so much. when in doubt, use the watch to find the phone. I can make it taller. Oh, there we go. Oh, let's lower it a little bit. Okay.
That was my nickname in high school.
Really? Oh, I'm still recording. I forgot to pause my recording. Well, are you ready? Dummy. That's me. Okay. Whenever my foot's not. Oh goodness. That's what we have on the eyes. I think it turned out all right. No, actually, I really don't think it turned out all right. Why does my liner look so bad? It doesn't look that bad in person. The Amrezy they're the Anastasia